Do you feel like doing something productive today? Have you already done something productive? If you have, good on you. Seriously, not everyone can say that. And if you haven't, don't wear yourself out thinking about it too much. Not yet. Let me ask you something. Do you fear what is waiting for you in the foreseeable future? Are you afraid? Afraid of where your life might go? Afraid of where it might not go? Sometimes we trap ourselves inside the standards of what people call the life cycle. You wake up, you eat, you go to school or work, you come home, you sleep, and then you repeat the exact same thing the next day, and the day after that, and the day after that. But stop for a second and ask yourself something honestly. Is that really what you want to be doing? Is that really the life you want to live? Or is it just a path that was placed in front of you? The path that everyone told you to walk on because that's what people do. They follow. They follow routines. They follow expectations. They follow the idea that life should be predictable. But deep down, a lot of people feel something different. A small voice in the back of their mind saying, there has to be more than this. Don't you want to do something productive that benefits you financially, physically, and mentally? Something that pushes you forward instead of holding you in place. Something that makes you feel like you are actually progressing through life instead of simply existing in it. Wake up. Start punching that tree. Yes, I mean that literally and metaphorically. If you've ever played Minecraft, come on, you know exactly what I mean. You spawn in the new world, no tools, no armor, no house, no resources, nothing. And the first thing you do is punch a tree. It seems stupid at first, right? Why punch a tree? Why start there? But that one small action changes everything. A piece of wood becomes your first plank. That plank becomes your first crafting table. That crafting table becomes your first pickaxe. And that pickaxe becomes your first step into the rest of the world. Stone, iron, diamonds, entire structures, entire worlds built from the first decision, that first tree. Life is exactly like that. You start with nothing, no roadmap, no clear direction, just an open world and the question, what am I going to build here? Most people spend their lives waiting for someone to give them the answer, waiting for instructions, waiting for permission, waiting for that right time. That right time. But the truth is, the right time rarely shows up. You have to start anyway. Punch the tree. Mine your way through life and find your opening. And eventually, you will. And when that moment comes, you finally see progress. That is when everything changes. That is when you begin to understand what type of impact you can bring to this world. You will look back at that first tree, that first pickaxe, that first sword, the first small steps you took when you had absolutely no idea where you were going. And you realize something important. Progress never started with confidence. It started with action. My name is Orphanss, and I'm here to talk about ways we can wake up. Now, let me be honest with you. I'm still figuring things out myself. I'm a teenager who is still trying to find this place in this world. And some people might hear that and think, what could a teenager possibly know about life? How can someone who hasn't even lived that long help others? And honestly, fair point. I don't claim to have all the answers. I can't give you some magical formula that suddenly makes your life perfect. There isn't something hidden, some hidden button that you can instantly fix with the click. Nothing like that exists. Life doesn't work like that. Bad days still happen, mistakes still happen, things fall apart, plans fail. But that doesn't mean that things stay broken forever. Because one thing always keeps moving forward: time. Time is one of the most powerful forces we have. It heals things, it builds things, and sometimes it even reveals things we couldn't understand before. Think about it. Every important part of your life involves time. Studying for exams, learning a skill, building strength, saving money, growing relationships. None of these can happen overnight. They happen slowly, piece by piece, day by day, just like mining in Minecraft. You don't dig one block and suddenly find diamonds. You dig through dirt, then stone, then more stone. Sometimes it feels like you're making no progress at all. But if you keep digging, eventually something valuable appears. And when it does, it feels earned. It feels like you achieved something great and you want to keep moving forward. Now imagine you're in a room, you're lying on your bed, but something feels wrong. You try to get up, but you can't. You feel stuck, like you're glued to the mattress. You're starting to panic. Your mind fills with questions. Why am I in this situation? Why did I do what did I do to deserve this? Why me? But pause for a second. Calm down. Relax. Look around your room. Do you see anything strange? Anything unusual? Anything physically stopping you? Probably not. And slowly, you begin to realize something. The thing holding you down might not be real. Sometimes the biggest restrictions in life aren't physical, they're mental, they're expectations, they're fears, they're doubts that slowly build walls inside your own mind. Walls that tell you, you can't do that, you're not ready, you're not good enough, you just follow the safe path. Those voices can be loud, very loud, sometimes louder than your own thoughts, but they are not permanent. They're illusions that society, expectations, and fear slowly place on us. Norms that rule people, norms that tell you exactly what your life should look like. But here's the truth: you're not restricted to one path. You never were. If a path exists, you can walk on it. If it fails, you can try another. And if there isn't a path at all, you make one. Every invention, every company, every breakthrough in history started with someone who refused to stay on the path they were given. Someone who decided to build something new instead. Nothing in this world is simple. Nothing is simply handed out to you. You work for it. You fight for it. You build for it. And sometimes you fail while doing it. But failure is not the end. Failure is like information, it tells you what didn't work. So you can try again, smarter. Just like in Minecraft, you might fall in lava, lose your items, respawn with nothing. You might feel depressed, you might give up, demotivated, and click out of that world and stop trying. But that doesn't mean that world will be over. You go back out there, you gather resources again, you rebuild, you learn, and eventually you get further than before. Life works the same way. You reap what you sow. Your rewards come from the risks you take, not from the safety of standing still. So if you feel stuck right now, if you feel like you're trapped in that repeating cycle, wake up. Take that first step. Punch that tree, even if it's small, because the first step is the only one that truly matters. Everything else comes after.